What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about a topic that I've said many times here, but just had an example for you, given the recent announcements and things, of why I just don't invest in cards. Now, once again, this is not financial advice. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or what not to do. It's just people ask me all the time, how do I invest in Splinterlands? And while this is not an investment channel, it is a gaming channel. I do discuss certain things, right? Certain things about like investments. But mainly with this, I want to talk to you about why I don't invest in cards. For me, cards are just part of playing, right? I buy them because I enjoy playing with them. I want to level them up so I can play at the higher leagues and win more games is essentially what it comes down to. So what am I talking about here? Very specifically, it is Grim Bardun Smith. Now, Grim Bardun Smith has been the meta for the last 4 months plus, right? Since, about 4 months or so since Rebellion came out. Because with Grim Bardun Smith combined with Lily Shieldpaw, one of the legendary summoners from the last core set, which is Chaos Legion, we had it where it was it just completely dominated the meta. It was too difficult. Everybody was running it. If Dragon was available, this is something that you would expect to see. The card was just super powerful, and at a certain point, the price ran up to over $7.50. Now you can see here that as of now, it's being sold, at least the lowest BCX is being sold for less than $5. So that's at least a 33% drop from that high. And I'm not going to get into the market factors. Maybe there's some certain market factors here, but I would say that the majority or the most significant reason that it dropped is because we saw what the next airdrop is going to be for Rebellion. And it is coming in to balance Grim Bardun Smith, very much so. All right, it is a neutral card that you will be able to play that essentially has all of the abilities to be able to neutralize and balance or nerf Grim Bardun Smith. Nerf is not the right word, but to balance against Grim Bardun Smith. So in anticipation of that already, the value of Grim Bardun Smith has dropped significantly. I mean, 33%. I mean, that's there. Maybe it was trading at a premium, but now it's definitely not. Right now, I don't know. There may be some price discovery mode. If I think it's Venka the Vile. Whenever that comes out, if that ends up not being as powerful as people expect, then yeah, I mean, maybe it ends up, maybe Grim Bardun Smith starts to rise the ladder again. Maybe over time, if new players come in and, Grim Bardun Smith becomes actually scarce because people still do want him, right? Like there will be opportunities to play him where, Venka the Vile is not available, such as like no legendaries, no, I think it's an odd mana card. So if it's like evens only, right, there will be situations in which that card is not available to balance Grim Bardun Smith, and if the team is successful in getting new players in, then cards over time, especially the top meta cards, and Grim Bardun Smith is still a top meta card, will find their way to scarcity just because more players coming in, more demand, and at the end of the day, there's only 9,000 cards available of the Smith. But again, this just comes back to what I talked about previously when we talk about investments, right? And when I first came into the game, I looked at cards as investments. There's probably even a video of me like 2.5 years ago when I first discovered Splinterlands where I looked at it as like digital real estate. You could buy the cards and rent them out, and it provided value and passive income and all this stuff. But what I didn't know at that time was just how many factors were available to manipulate the price of the cards. Now, obviously, you're going to have the markets and, of course, the crypto market specifically that drive people into or out of games. And we saw that through the bear market with Splinterlands. But the other part that we didn't quite see, or at least I didn't quite see until I had been around the game for a while, was the change in meta, right? And I would make the argument that the change in meta has just as much, if not more, significance on its impact when it comes to where cards are valued. And once again, here is another perfect example of a card, Grim Bardun Smith, that was highly sought after, right? The scarcity factor was felt, and with just the preview of an upcoming airdrop card, everybody's looking at that and saying, okay, well, that's going to be the new meta or the anti-meta, right? The counter meta. So at this point in time, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I'm sure there's many people out there who have made lots of money on cards, and maybe if you have a long enough time preference, you'll be fine. But I'm just sharing with you why, when it comes to investing, this is one of the main reasons. This is a perfect example of why I just don't. Right? Like, I just don't invest in cards. I love cards. I will buy cards because I enjoy playing with them. But to me, that's a game, and I put my gaming money towards it. My investment money, and again, this is not financial advice, my investment money goes towards things that I can much more properly value, as well as understand how the market, factors will impact its value over time. The meta changes that happen with Splinterlands, which happen as often as an airdrop, or as long as the cycling through of sets, right, rotating out of sets, that's going to be a constant in a trading card game. Like, it just will be a constant. And you might have some cards that hold up to that over time. I'm thinking like a Kitty or a Jotun, but even still, right, those came down significantly, not just after the market went, the market did a downturn, but then after the Untamed set rotated out of Modern format. So again, just sharing with you this example of why I do not consider cards investments, or I don't like them as an asset class when it comes to investments, because the other reason I'll end with this, right? Sure, individual cards can be changed by the meta, but a lot of players, even like myself, don't even play with a max level or leveled up Grim Bardun Smith. And I'm able to get by just fine, which means that as an asset class, cards are just infinitely inflationary, right? Yes, the team is coming up with sinks for them through land and other infinite staking, which is great. But ultimately, there will always be another card there. And if you can't afford a top tier card, if you can't get a Mantaroth right now, or if you can't get a Jotun or a Kitty or something like that, you're still able to get the cards that you need, and you're still able to play the game with many other cards in the set. And maybe you don't reach the top tier, but that doesn't take away from your experience overall. You might still enjoy it. You just don't have the top tier cards. And that's what I'm trying to say. There will always be more cards for people to play with, find new combos, and just have fun with. So just want to leave that there with you guys. Again, not trying to be bearish about this, but I did want to call out a perfect example of why I personally don't invest in cards. But once again, this is not financial advice. You do you. I like buying cards to play with when I feel like they will add to my enjoyment overall, but that is not an investment. That is an entertainment purchase. And that's just how I roll. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.